Boy, well, that worked out fine for you, didn't it?
Yeah, man.
Hey, that's a lot to unpack, fam.
Huh?
That was a lot to unpack.
Hey, man.
I thought I had a lot to unpack.
Unpack.
That was unpacked.
Thank you.
Unpacked.
Unpack.
Hey, man.
What are you saying?
I thought it was unpacked. Clearly it's
Unpacked.
Yeah, I thought it was unpacked. But
Yeah, you unpacked something. You don't
Yeah, I did it
unpacked.
I said unpacked.
No, you're wrong. It's not
Unpacked.
No.
What is it?
If you were going to use that word,
You did a journalism.
you'd have to. If you were going to use that word, you'd have to change the
say?
sentence.
You don't know words, bro.
Unpacked.
Unpacked.
That's what I... Am I getting crazy
It's
here?
unpacked, first of all.
That's what I just said,
And
unpacked.
no, bro, something is unpacked. You don't unpack something.
I didn't say you unpacked something.
Yes, you
I
did.
said I was
You
allowed
said-
to unpacked.
What? Say that again.
I was allowed to unpack. Yeah, I see where I'm going wrong.
Exactly.
I see where I'm going wrong. I see where I'm
This
going
is the intro. What's going on, world? Welcome to episode 24 of the Rhymes Like Dimes podcast with your boys Mo,
What's going on?
Peter,
What's good?
and myself, Yemi. Here we are again, boys. How we
Yeah,
doing?
man. We're good, bro. I'm all right, man. I feel real good today.
Well, God is good.
All the time.
All the time. God is good.
Obviously. How's your week been, guys?
It's been a week.
You always say that. I could do with something more. It would be nice.
Hey, bruv, it's been a week, fam. Just working.
Feel
Our
you.
book's rolling loud.
Oh, you were going rolling out?
Yeah, but man's getting rolling loud with my boys, man.
You do your thing to tell us.
I didn't book it.
You didn't book it.
One of my other boys, Drake's.
Oh, right.
Literally, I woke up. I promised to God, I woke up and then I got a message in the WhatsApp group saying it's done. So pardon. I swear to God, and then basically me, all my Drakes and Ozzy were talking, and I was like, I saw it, and I cool.
How much was the tickets?
Yeah,
Was it a lot?
it was 222.
I mean, for the lineup, it's not that bad.
Who's performing?
Yeah.
Bear.
Bear man, bruv. ASAP, Future, Wiz, Roddy, Giggs, D Block, Meek Mill, A Boogie.
At the same spot
Young Thug.
as Afro Nation Europe last year.
Raw.
So
Yeah.
Rolling Loud basically beat Afro Nation to it.
Raw, boy.
Yeah, so literally I saw it and then I literally was like, yo, if you could grab tickets, like, cool, let me know, innit? This guy don't know the meaning of let me know, fam. He grabbed it. He called me in the morning like, yo, I grabbed the tickets. I said, what, just like that? He goes, yeah, it's done, fam, 222. And then I got VIP because I don't want to be around little kids.
Feel you.
I'm at that age now, I can't stand them.
I mean, fair.
If you're 18 or below, I can't stand. No, fuck that. If you're 21 or below, I can't stand your guts. I had some kids coming to my this is a true story. I had some 13, 14-year-olds coming to my store yesterday for some chargers, for a charger. There's like 7 of them. I wanted them all to get my shop as soon as they walked in, and they done nothing wrong.
Did they buy the plug?
Yeah.
So they were just calm.
Yeah, but I just didn't like them.
What's wrong with you?
I don't like school kids.
I mean, school kids are the worst, but
Yeah, they were
if
school
they're
kids.
calm.
It's mad because I feel the exact same way, and now I'm starting to understand how like the olders used to. feel
Yeah, I get it
when
now.
I used to get on a bus and that.
And you look at it like, what's wrong, bro? We're never doing that wrong. Like, just I don't like your energy.
I just become mad irritable.
bruv,
like, just
like-
like, dust from move
Like
from
literally,
me.
they
I
came
want-
to the shop, bruv. They didn't do nothing wrong, but they were talking, they were breathing, they were there. Get the fuck out, fam. Go do your sats, bruv. Go away, man. Move, evaporate.
I feel you, man.
You said evaporate.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, fam. Segregation was a good idea, just poorly executed.
Shout out Charlamagne.
It should have been on age.
Yeah, how was your week?
Our week's been all right, man. I ain't really done much. Just working. You know what I'm saying? Just gymming too.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
That season.
Switching up the diet. No, I'm putting on weight, man. So I've been back in the gym, switching up the diet a little bit. I might go back to being a vegan, man. I'm possibly gonna do that. Just because I'm just reading more into like the food that we consume and just my diet as a whole. I'm still trying to find the right diet for me, but veganism might be it. When I was vegan, I just felt mad sharp, alert, and I just feel like, I don't know, as far as just everything I was doing, like I was just performing very, very well.
But you only eat fish anyway.
Yeah, but I might take that away.
Even been that.
Yeah, possibly.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, man, it's been a good week, man. How's your week, man?
It's been all right. Like Mo said, it's been a week. I ain't done much.
It's literally been that,
Just
innit?
work. No, not much really.
Yeah, my weeks are becoming repetitive. So when you ask that question, it's kind of like, yeah, nah, my life still ain't exciting, man. It's still the same shit.
Well, I'd like to think like every 2 weeks that something exciting would happen, you know what I mean?
It probably is, but I just can't remember.
I can't say on a podcast.
True, you can't.
Probably that as well.
You don't want that going out. Shout out to Hoya.
Yeah, exactly. My mom
For
listens.
real, man.
Hoya listens.
Big up Mo's mum,
Yeah,
man.
fam, I can't take, man.
Fair
It's a
dues.
good life. Put it that way. It's a good life.
Yuck.
Don't yucky, because now their minds are gonna go wild, fam. It's just
They're only gonna go wild because you're telling them to go wild now. So boy.
I've had a great life.
Boy.
Anyway, let's just get straight to it.
I'm
Shout out cars.
I'm so childish, bro. I'm so childish.
Fully. All right, cool. Well, thank you once again for tuning in. Always appreciate it. And yeah, we're just gonna get straight to it. I think what we want to talk about first is a major happening in the UK scene. So the one and only J Hus dropped his album Big Conspiracy, I say 2 weeks ago. 12 tracks, 13 tracks, 40 minutes long, very digestible. Basically shut down the whole of the UK. And we are here to now talk about it, basically. So it's quite a important part of the year, I think, because obviously after him being in jail and coming back and releasing 2 somewhat comeback singles, everyone wanted to know what was going to happen, what was going to come of J Hus and how he was going to better or like come after his first album, which was obviously so good, Common Sense. So yeah, it's come, and boys, what do we think?
I'm gonna leave it to the J Hus experts
Why are you saying it like that?
because you man are the experts, innit? You
Don't
man
do
are
that.
sly J Hus snobs too.
Why?
Because
How?
when I try to get into his music,
No, you're right. We are.
When I try to get
fuck off.
Yeah, when I try to get into his music, yeah, you man were like, yeah,
no,
nah.
no, let me
I
explain
remember
that.
we were in
Nah,
Box
nah.
Park,
Yeah.
and I remember I don't know what tune it was, but I was singing along in that,
Yo,
and
we-
Yemi stopped me like, yo, bruv, no, you're not.
We
allowed to
pushed
sing
you out of the
along.
way, right?
Don't sing
We
along.
pushed you out of the way, right?
Yeah,
Like, go
First of
go
all,
I was
stand in
like,
the
oh,
corner.
sorry.
First of all, you're not allowed because
See?
at the end of the day, you were so quick to dismiss him and say, "Oh, I don't know
You
what the
did
fuss."
dismiss
What the,
us.
I don't know
Yeah,
what
but
the
I
fuss
dismissed
is.
everyone.
Yeah, but you
Okay,
dismissed us.
but at the same time, this is the one time that we cracked it. We're like, okay, cool. You can't come play with us. Nah, you can't.
So what?
anytime-
Can I not see the light?
No,
No,
you stay in that shade.
stay in the shade.
Proud of
down.
that? You proud of that?
Yeah, that was quite good. Yeah, man, I loved it. Like, the rollout was a weird one.
There was no roll.
Was it the
That's my
Twitter?
point. No, not the rollout. That's the way it was. Like the leaking, I felt bad because I never listened to the leak. Like, I
Okay,
never-
so for some context, the album leaked maybe like a couple days before.
Nah,
It was a while ago.
It was like a week before, like 2
week
weeks,
before.
bro. It was quite a long, like a big gap between the leak.
Cool, fair enough. And then maybe like a day before it dropped, he's tweeted, "I'm gonna drop in this at midnight." He didn't really do anything as far as promotion since then. Obviously, there's been promotion from the label side, like posters and
Yeah.
all that stuff. I know the album artwork was projected onto the Houses of Parliament, but other than that, like he hasn't really promoted it himself, and it managed to get to #1 in the album.
Yeah, that's what I
chart.
was gonna talk about. Like,
So, boy, he's doing something. All that juju.
I still can't believe it went #1. That's first of all. Like, it's
I can believe it, but we can talk
nah,
about
but then that's because it's such a new thing for our albums to go #1. That it's like I think it's like only the 4th black UK hip hop artist that's had a #1 album, if I'm not mistaken. Stormzy had 2.
that. Was Dave #1?
I think Dave went #1 and maybe Chip. Off the rip, we don't have a lot of #1 albums. So for someone like Hus, who no promo, no nothing, and said here, take the album's coming out in a couple of days. Here you go. For that to go #1 says anything. It's its own thing. Now, just musically, Hus is an alien. Like he's an absolute cheat code. Like,
Before you jump into the music though, you know, because I know there was a period where he was doing a lot of sporadic tweeting.
that's what's gonna
Was
It wasn't sporadic. It was,
Do you not think that
was
was
quite regular.
part of the promo?
nah.
No, I think that was with him. I think at first when he started tweeting all that mad stuff, a lot of it was just him trying to get his views of the world out and being misunderstood for saying a lot of wild stuff that obviously pissed off the timeline. But in hindsight, we can kind of look at it, and he's still kind of doing it now. We can kind of look at it as him like kind of trying to make sense of the world, and obviously just trying to make sense of the context around him, because obviously that he was in prison, like his father passed away, and a lot of stuff has happened in his life. And I think him tweeting about all this kind of militant kind of stuff, but also other problematic stuff that I can't really remember, is a way for him to just really like understand himself and really make sense of the world around him as well. So I don't necessarily think it was promo. I just think it was him kind of leaning away from anything musical and trying to sort out life, essentially.
Yeah,
Well, it definitely helps as far as getting attention on the album, though. I feel like you can indirectly link it to promo.
you
as well.
can, but I don't think
Whether that was his intention or
I
not.
don't think he meant it. I think he was just trying to figure out as he goes along.
Well, it's not promo in the same way that Wiley calls out names just to like promo something. An album that was meant to drop on New Year's Day that hasn't dropped yet still. You know what I mean? So I think it's a different type of promo if it is promo. But I think it was more so just him like...
I think it was just him
trying to figure out
his opinions.
Yeah, just trying to figure out.
Like, I think, I agree with you. I just think, even though I think it was generally just like, you know what, I'm bored.
How old is he?
He's young. I think he's like 22.
23?
He was like 22, 23. He's young. He's a baby, bruv. He was tweeting dumb stuff at 21.
And he's been through a lot already. Like, he's been stabbed.
Yeah.
Was in jail.
He's in jail more than once.
Yeah, like he was in prison for a little while. Like,
But that youngness, like, I get that from the album. I feel like he is figuring it out. And I feel like we
he's
should
figuring it out and figured it out.
figuring it out.
100%.
And I feel like we should give him the space to do that because I feel like even in listening to the album, just for the record, I did enjoy the album. I did.
Oh, you did?
I do think it's better than the first one.
I said that as well.
I think the
That's what we
first
get
one
to,
will
yeah.
probably go down more as a classic than this one though. But I do feel like this is a better album. And I'll get to like as to why in a sec. But like just as far as him being young and figuring it out, like there are a lot of contradicting moments on the album as far as his content. And that's okay. And I feel like it adds to the overall picture of him, not only as a person, but him as an artist as well. And I think I don't think contradiction is necessarily bad.
I think it's human.
Yeah, 100%. But I feel like when any of us do contradict ourselves, there might be a bit of a panic. And even in our artists as well. So that's why I wanted to make sure that I made that point that, I feel like he is figuring it out and there are a lot of contradictions, but it's okay. I feel like he is growing from it.
He's
and he
23,
will continue
So when you
to
say
learn.
contradictions, do you mean like, let's say, for example, he's talking about leading an army and then he's talking about, I don't know, having sex with one girl? Is that the kind of contradiction?
Like he had a bar where he was like, I think I might have even written it down. He was like, get bread, avoid the drama. You can avoid the vets, but not the karma.
Oh, you wrote it down, did you?
Yeah, because I was like, oh, that's a bar and I like that. But like, I feel like even that bar is quite contradictory because like, you've got the side of things where you're, kind of breaking the law, getting in trouble with the authorities and that. I guess you are kind of concerned with consequences, but then you aren't as well because of this road life and this persona that I guess, a lot of young people kind of get dragged into when they are trying to figure stuff out and they do get attached to the roads. But then on the flip side, you've got the spiritual aspect of things where, what you're doing is bad, but you still can't help but do it or find yourself in these situations, but then you are still worried about what's to come. And I feel like there is contradiction in that, but I don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest themes that I pulled from the album. There's a lot of that. I feel like there's a lot of,
it's playing two sides.
yeah, there's a lot of
Playing two
moments on that
sides,
on the
yeah,
album,
yeah,
which I
playing two
really I like that. I like the fact that you can hear him figuring it out.
But it's also a thing of, I think he's given the people what they want in a sense, because obviously he's prone to that sort of material, all the kind of like gun clapping, ops, all that stuff. He's prone to that sort of thing. It's all over his previous material. So he's given us that. But on the other flip side, it's him trying to be more conscious.
Yeah.
Trying to find out the meaning of life, trying to help people and all that stuff as well. So I think it's the beginning of something.
Yeah.
Whilst also kind of sticking with his roots. So it's kind of like if you stray too far from the tree, like whatever the rest of the saying is.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like that dichotomy that is kind of true within all of us. sort of thing.
100%.
Like, it's a duality that, we all have to deal with. Like some of us are more loud with it than others. Like sometimes he can be very self-righteous on Twitter, so other times he can be very insensitive. I think you can see that in the album as well.
Yeah.
So it's very much a representation of like where
Him
he's
as a
at
person.
where he's at this point. To your comment about it being better than his first album, I'm not sure, man.
I think it is, man.
Because I was listening to it on the way here today, and I've kind of called on it. I think the first few times I listened to it, I was just really, really gassed for J Hus music. And then listening to it again today and just kind of like with a clearer head and stuff, having not listened to it for about a week or so, it's great. I think it's way more mature. And I think it's a more cohesive album. Here's that word, cohesive.
I was going to use that as well, yeah.
But as far as common sense, there's just so much on there.
But do you know why I might feel that? Because I was late on the J Hus train. So when Common Sense came out, I wasn't on him like that. So the way that a lot of you J Hus fans would have felt it and loved it, I was late to that. So I wouldn't have felt the impact of it when it dropped. So this album, I'm here for it. I'm on the train now. So I'm paying way more attention to what's happening now, how it's being received. So I'm gonna feel like that.
No, Common Sense was a moment in time. Like if we're talking just the importance of the album, Common Sense is always going to win above Conspiracy. I just feel like as an album, sonically, productionally, bars, even the way he everything about this album, I just think he stepped up on another level.
No, I mean,
now, like you said, in a weird way, Common Sense is going to go down as a classic. This album might not.
Yeah.
But that's just because of the moment in time, the way it stopped everything. I know who J Hus is. But I feel like just all around as an album, like even little stuff like, I think in the UK, when we drop albums, we've got a problem with features. I feel like sometimes a lot of features are out of place. And I feel like a lot of our artists do that. Like some of Stormzy's features in his album, there was no need for it. Like some of the Ed Sheeran songs I wasn't there for.
Just say it was trash.
I'm not going to call the album trash.
No, just say the features were trash.
Oh yeah, the features. I'm trying to
Own it was trash.
No, yeah, but Heady one was Audacity was alright. Do you get what I'm saying? So some of the features I can live with, some of the other features were trash.
Decent.
I feel like Hus got his features like bang on, like darts when you hit the middle.
Yeah,
Like,
shout
bruv,
out to Icy.
I didn't even know who that was, but supposedly that's his sister.
His blood sister, apparently.
Bruv, like that's
Shout
his
out to
blood
her, man.
sister. Like she bodied it. The Burner song, that's gonna be playing come somewhat on another level.
Yeah.
That's gonna be played at the cookout a lot.
Yeah, bruv. Like
That's gonna be
the
played
song-
at
It's
every-
mad because I
that's
remember
gonna be-
when you heard the album, I remember you were like, yo, P, you're gonna love the tune with Burner.
straight away.
And this is why I was just about to say that's gonna be played at every Peter Shubs from now until the
100%.
end of
like,
time.
Yo, like the song with Burner, the song with Coffee, like I
didn't like the song with Coffee.
bruv, I love that song.
Listening to it now again on the way here, I wasn't so hot on it.
Alright, fair enough. Then maybe we disagree on that. I think he hit on it. I just think every feature he's got on this album, it wasn't for the sake of just having a feature. It was a thought process to this.
Saying that though, I think Coffee killed it.
Yeah,
Coffee
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
killed
That's what I'm
it.
saying. Like, it's a thought process to his. And this little stuff like him and J5 are fake. Them two together is fake.
Facts.
J5 is a madman.
They're fake together. It really is Henri and Bergkamp. Andy called Dwight York. Liverpool in the Champions League. Like,
Wait, what?
it's just, you like the Champions League because you lot go together. You are a Champions League club.
Safe.
Does that make sense?
That went very
I can't
good.
I mean, you could have picked
That
player
went
to
very
play.
good. Yeah, you could.
Alright, cool. Fernando Torres, Steven Gerrard.
I wouldn't even use that.
You want to use that? No, I'm going to get this.
I would've
No,
said-
wait, I'm going to get this.
Gerard and someone else.
Gerard Suarez.
Gerard and someone else.
Gerard Fowler.
Gerard and someone else.
Heskey.
Okay.
Owen and Heskey was a good partnership.
Oh, Harman.
I was going to say Alonso.
No, but that wasn't long enough.
All right, we get the point, man.
All right, cool. Them two together is not fair. It's Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. It's Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal. Rest in peace,
We
Kobe
get it.
Bryant.
We get it.
It's Dwayne Wade, LeBron James.
Oh, this guy, man.
It's Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah. Okay, I'm done now. But like them two together, like, bro, like, has there ever been in the UK a producer and an artist that go so hand in hand?
No, J5.
Off the top of your head, like an artist and a producer that work so well together.
No.
I don't think there's ever been a more iconic.
I don't think
duo.
that's
I think
ever-
Kano and Fraser T. Smith, they work really well together, but I don't think it's like
as an iconic duo like that.
I don't think it's like Hus and
Like
J5,
as soon as
But
you
also,
hear,
Fraser T. Smith wasn't a personality, whereas
Fair enough.
J5 is a personality. We live in a time now where producers are more personalities than anything else. Fraser T. Smith just really did his work and we never really heard from him. Whereas with J5, like he's active on social media and all that stuff. We obviously acknowledge that he and J5 are unplayable together. I think J5 is top 2 best new producers in the country.
I think it's top.
100%. I think the beats on this album, and shout out to TSB as well, because he was involved as well, Nana Rose as well, I think. Like, all of them that contributed. But J5, it's a lot more sophisticated, the music on this one, I think. I think the Common Sense, it was like dope production-wise, but I think Big Conspiracy, it was sleeker.
Yeah, it was just
more mature.
horns.
Bruv,
Horns,
it was
guitars.
nice, bruv.
Yeah,
it was
the
like
It was more
arrangement,
musical.
yeah.
yeah, bruv. It was like you could tell he's and no, I wouldn't say it was it's like a baby. It's like a kid maturing. Like it works now.
Growth.
Yeah, it's growth. That's the word I'm looking for. Like, I fuck with this album, man. Like I said, I think it's better. I think it's better than Common Sense. Common Sense is always going to be Common Sense, just because of time and the place. Like I remember when we went to go see it in concert. It literally was a moment in time when the album dropped, and I honestly don't think there's an artist on the UK on J Hus's level.
What do you mean?
He is our number one guy, in my opinion. Just musically, all around the board. I think Hus is our Lionel Messi right now.
I think a guy from Thornton Heath would probably argue with you.
Okay, he can argue with himself.
Oh, fair enough.
I think Hus.
Who's
right
the guy?
Stormzy.
I don't think. No, you know what I'm saying? I think, yeah, just as a name-wise, yeah, Stormzy's a bigger name than Hus. I'm just talking about musically.
Oh,
I don't
music
think musically anyone's fucking Hus right now in the world.
in the world.
In the world.
Bro.
Okay, maybe. Yeah, in the world. Oh, in the UK, definitely. Yeah, the one's quite big. The one's quite big. The one's quite big. The one's quite big. I'm trying to think in the world because I don't want to say something without, before someone shoots me in the head in America. Well, in the UK, at the very least, there's nobody talking to house musically for me. Like, I still remember, I think we was talking recently in one of the episodes where it was like, what we expected from Hus's album and the expectations. And I think we all agree that there's big expectations on it.
Yeah.
And for us to say there's big expectations and you to come through on those big expectations, we very rarely see in the UK rappers. We very rarely see UK rappers come through the expectations that's held on their shoulders. In my opinion, anyway.
Hus is important, man.
He's needed.
Although I was like late to the party, now I'm really starting to see his importance, man. Just as far as his influence on the culture, on the music that is actually made from our scene as well. Yeah, man, he's one that we really need to stay out of trouble. And just stay on like a straight and narrow, man. And I worry about him, man. I won't lie to you. Like this album, there were times in this album where I just kind of was thinking to myself, like, I wonder if this guy's like gone for therapy at all. There probably is a lot of PTSD there. He's been stabbed, incarcerated. There's a lot there, in it. So I don't know. I had that feeling on a couple of tracks, you know. And I feel like he was talking a lot of like, what he would call like ops or pagans, like on the album as well. And I don't know, because that theme was very prevalent on the album. I just had that feeling of, I hope like he's able to kind of leave the streets and like just focus on music. Well, I do worry about that.
That's the thing though, like for someone like him who's obviously is from the streets and that, who just so happens to be really good at music, just because you get famous and you get successful off the music doesn't mean you're leaving the situation that you're in.
Yeah.
Hence why he went to jail the second time. So I agree with you. There's definitely PTSD there. I mean, the guy got stabbed. So there's obviously going to be that there. I hope, I mean, one of the first things I said when he got out was, I hope he takes his time with the music. We don't need it right now. Like, just sort you out. Even if he's not going to therapy, I think all the tweets that he's tweeting are his way of trying to like heal because he's had a lot of stuff happen to him in a very short time. But I also think like more time when he's making music, especially on this album, I don't even think he's tapped into his full potential. I think it's so effortless with him. I think the second album was like, he's clearly just like on another level musically, lyrically, like he was sparring on this album.
I like how simplistic his bars are though.
Exactly.
Like he doesn't need to be like that. The multi like metaphors and syllables.
That's what I've been trying to tell you, man.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I really I think he's able to use simplicity in its finest form and to be effective with the bars as well. I really appreciate that with him.
Yeah, facts. And I think like obviously he's got a great future ahead of him. And I think it speaks a lot that he was able to go number one without really promoting the album, which goes to show that amongst us and people like us, he is the guy. He wasn't making like calls every day to be like, oh yeah, we're this close to number one, we're this, that, and the other. He was letting everybody else do that.
But he didn't have one song. He didn't have one song released.
That speaks to his power.
I don't count the two songs he released months ago because he released one of them when he was in Cuba. He didn't have a single video for this album, bro. He didn't have a single commercial.
Yeah.
Nothing.
It's a joke for that album to go number one. We're not America. We ain't got artists that are on that level to go big. No one's a J Cole to go number one with no fucking promo. Now, I don't mean to bring his name, I'm just saying because that's the only rapper I can really think of.
Yeah, bet.
Like, it's a, what'd you say?
I said, yeah, bet.
But like, it's a joke, bro. To go number one with no commercial rollout.
Yeah.
I've salute to J Hus, man. Muhammadu Jallo.
Yeah, man. No denying, it's still my favorite tune. It's him doing drill and doing it amazingly.
That's your favorite song?
100%. Fortune Teller is hard. Helicopter is amazing.
Yeah, that was fire.
Fight for Your Right.
That's my favorite song.
I knew that was going to be your favorite. I had a feeling that was going to be
that's my favorite song.
I heard Fight for Your Right. Yeah. I know this guy, bro.
Obviously must
With
be.
his bean pies.
Of course that would be his favorite song.
Shut up, man.
Deeper Than Rap, like that was just him just on some real shit.
Yeah.
Just, like, trying to-
Introspective, like Hus is probably my favorite Hus.
and he's so like unfazed by appearing vulnerable. Oh shit. Playing the tune.
That's my favorite song on the album.
What play?
Yeah.
That was a banger.
Shout out Burna Boy.
Yeah,
yeah, man, I love the fact that he's like, and it's not just him, there's a few like man them out here who making music who are like tapping into that vulnerable side of themselves. I'm not going to say J Hus pioneered it, but I think he does it amazingly to where like we actually know how he's feeling. He's not this guy who's pushing a bravado image or machismo image onto you. Like he does that sometimes, but at the same time, he levels that with, right, I want to solve the world. I don't know where to begin. Or any other bar like that to where we know like, yo, I haven't got this all figured out. I'm just like you lot. I'm just trying to work it out and stuff. So
That's what I appreciate as well, because it's not easy. I remember being that young as well, man. And you know, when you're in secondary school or when you're like uni or whatever, like you're figuring out, especially as a young black boy growing up in London. So it's definitely not easy to like address like your innermost, darkest and deepest like thoughts and emotions. Do you know what I'm saying? So the fact that he's like able to do that so openly on the album is, yeah, man, I can respect it.
yeah, man, I think obviously he's paid a lot of trips to the Juju, man.
Especially and being from the streets too. And it still sounds like he's got still 1 foot in the streets. So it's even harder. Because like you don't want to appear like to some man in the streets, like, you know, appearing to be in touch with your emotions can be seen as a weakness. So I imagine that he battles with that sort of, you know, struggle as well with, I don't want to, you know, I want these men to still know that, listen, I'm still me, but, you know, I'm trying to grow and I'm trying to like, you know, elevate and show that, you know what, nah, you can express yourself.
Yeah. But at the same time, I feel like, obviously, I'm not going to say he doesn't want to not be of the streets, but that does give him a bit more edge. Especially like, not even on this album, but on like other songs where he's talking about clarting people and stuff like that. That aggression, it kind of just adds to it. Like, and that's why he's so versatile. Like, he can give you songs where he's just talking about gun clapping guys. Then he'll give you songs about I don't know, making love to a girl, and another song's about wanting to form an army and having loads of followers and all that stuff. So he again, like, he's one of those chameleon artists, especially in the UK, and we don't have that many, like, who are able to just fit any kind of subject, any kind of mood, any kind of like song he can do. So like, he's very, very versatile in that sense and very dynamic.
Yeah.
Like, so other people who might try that obviously don't do it as well, Stormzy. But, you know, it's cool.
This guy, man.
And I'm not sending the shots, but, you know, but it speaks a lot, man. It speaks a lot. It speaks a lot that Stormzy has to do all this. Oh yeah, we're like this many units away from the #1 slot. Appreciate all your support. And J Hus does nothing.
I mean,
and he achieves the exact same thing.
Stormzy still went #1 in his 4th week, which is...
And J Hus went in the first.
With no promotion.
With no promotion.
I'm not, yeah, J Hus is definitely...
And it kind of got me thinking as well, like, because obviously we have our three. We have Stormzy, we have Dave, we have J Hus, and they all have their different roles. Stormzy is obviously the biggest artist. He's the most visible. He's the one who's going to get most eyes on the scene.
I think I know where you're taking this.
Dave is, for me, the best rapper out of the bunch.
Hus.
The guy who is like on the other side, where he's like very, very vocal about the things that might matter to us as a people. And Hus is somewhere in the middle where he's able to fit all those moods. And he's the best artist. So they all serve their purpose. Kind of like a holy trinity, but not exclude the holy. So they all serve their purpose, and it makes for great like viewing. It makes for great music as well. So long may that continue. Like, obviously, I think Hus is the best.
You know what that
artist
sounds like? What you just said though.
What?
Drake, Kendrick, Cole.
In a sense, yeah.
Kendrick.
I was thinking that, but I was trying to position them in
Because Kendrick.
slot.
No, the reason I say
I don't know who's who.
Kendrick.
Stormzy is Drake.
Stormzy's Drake because he sells the most. Hus sells more than Dave. And Cole sells more than Cole. I mean, Cole sells more than Kendrick.
I think
So Hus is, the way I look at it, Hus is Cole.
Cole, yeah.
He fits the middle.
Yeah.
And Dave is Kendrick.
Yeah.
The bar heavy, talks about our stuff, like black people, whatever we go through. And then also, he's your favorite rapper. But like, every hip hop's head favorite rapper, if we're talking just bars.
Yeah, and
that's Dave.
if you take any of them man out, then the whole genre and the whole scene is a little topsy-turvy.
Yeah, really.
Because we've got one of too much and we've got one of the other stuff, and we need that middle ground. And I think he's very much the middle ground. He's someone who can appeal to us the same way Dave does. I think he's growing to be more appealing to the other side, like Stormzy is. And yeah, he's holding the two together.
Yeah,
so.
he really, that's really is, Kendrick Cole Drake.
I don't know.
It's actually crazy when you think about it like that, isn't it? Like, I mean, I rate Stormzy more than Drake.
Do you?
Not musically, just...
Oh, right.
Like, not being a culture vulture, but that's neither here nor there, guys. That's a conversation for another day.
100%.
I would like to hear Hus with another producer. Maybe alongside J5.
But there wasn't all J5 this album.
Yeah, I think he co-produced some stuff.
Nah, there's a couple, like, for example...
What, that just was solely produced by other people?
Yeah, like No Deny was just solely TSB.
TSB.
Oh, okay.
Reckless was Sonny Kelly and TSB.
It just seems so seamless.
Yeah.
Fine.
Even Helicopter, just TSB.
Okay, fine.
And Fight For Your Right was IO.
Does J5 produce for anyone else?
Yeah.
NSG. I think he produced for one pop singer. Can't remember her name. Produced a remix.
J5's in a few big songs.
Okay.
But he's very he's not just in that realm. He's trying to branch out. He's trying to be like a super producer of sorts. And he's already on his way. He's got the he's got the techers.
It's stupid, bro. I think I said it with JD Reed. As soon as you hear J5, you're sitting up. Because you know you're in for like...
Yeah.
And he picks wisely, which I like about him. He doesn't give his beats to any of dickhead.
Yeah.
And it's not on any of
But he rates himself.
Yeah, that's what I like about him. Because some producers, I think as soon as they get a fee, they will give their production to a rapper and do what you want with it.
Yeah.
I think J5 is really much about, if it doesn't musically fit, I'm not giving you my track.
Yeah.
You need to do something with this that I could co-sign.
Yeah. He more or less confirmed that when I interviewed him. Like, he's like, basically what you said. He's very, very particular.
Yeah, thought so.
But at the same time, it's like, that particularity yields results. Like, he's a hit maker, proven hit maker. Like, Options, NSG, obviously everything with J Hus. Like, guy's unstoppable.
I think he's got a few Western songs as well that are big.
Probably.
He's got, he does. I think he's got like 3 Western songs that are big. He's salute to J5, man. I'm happy for him, man. Like, it's about time. I feel like our producers never get love. So it's about time that we're starting to get to the point now where we spot our producers, because we're still young in the game that could be like, yo, you're on your way to being a legend. Salute to you.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's early, but is there already one of the albums of the year?
It feels very much similar to...
I'm not answering that.
The only reason, this is what I'm going to say. It's not the same album, but there's some albums you could tell early that they potentially can be. Little Sims came out, what, February? And we were talking about it already.
But we need other albums to compare it to.
Not really. We said Little Sims going to be there come end of the year. I remember us specifically saying...
I think you might have said that personally.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm talking for all of us.
I think it's difficult to say.
But I remember saying Little Sims, there's some albums that are so good that it's definitely going to be UK album. It's going to be out there for the UK. 100%.
I think in the UK, that's what I meant, UK.
Oh, UK then.
Yeah.
You quote me on this. UK, end of the year, it's going to be a top 2 album.
Yeah, I don't know many artists who can produce something like that, like us, if I'm honest. So for that reason, I think it's already one of the albums of the year. Even if we don't have as many albums from top tier artists or like mainstream artists or people that we actually want to hear yet, I don't think many of them are going to be fucking with this Hus album. If I'm honest, they'll try their best, but it might not pop off like that. You know what I'm saying?
It'd be good to see where he's at in a few years from now. Peace of mind, maybe.
Bro, he's going to be
musically, how he will grow, whether he's still working with J5 and stuff. Like, it'd just be good to see where he's at.
I personally don't see him making music for much longer. If I'm honest,
if he's out,
I think maybe by the time he's 30, the productivity maybe will have decreased. Because I think even from this album, you could tell, like, I think he feels like he's here for a higher purpose, in a sense.
I mean,
the music is still going to be like, it's still going to bang. And I think he's still always going to make music, but I just don't think it's going to be as regular as A, we might want, or B, as just as general, really.
Nah, I get what you mean.
I just sense that. I could be wrong, but...
I get what you mean, because there's some people that just check out, and the person that checked out, I'm waiting for, he's about to drop an album with J Electronica, so I get your point.
Yes. And even the people who say they're going to check out, don't check out.
Jay-Z.
Nicki Minaj.
That was 2 good people we thought about there.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to J Electronica.
One good person. Shout out to bro, no.
Sorry.
He's a bum.
J Electronica was moved to your girl saying, bro, why are you so angry?
I've been said he was a bum.
A bum is vicious, bro.
I've been said he was a bum.
You really don't like J Electronica?
It's not that I don't like him, it's just like, bro.
He's a bit of a bum, isn't he?
He's a bum.
A bum, bro.
He's a bum.
Yeah. I don't do that to Jay.
He ain't dropped an album in 10 years, bro.
He's dropping one in February to 20...
Bro, he's been lying to me since 2011.
Yeah, that's I'm not gonna lie. Someone to lie to you for a decade, yeah? For someone to lie to someone for a decade...
Bro.
I believe him this time when he said he's dropping an album, by the way. I'm just putting that out there.
We're completely digressing, man.
100%. So,
I just want to put on record. I believe J Electronica is coming out with an album in 40 days.
Do we have any more thoughts on J Hus's album?
No, that's right.
Yeah, no, I'm good, man.
Cool. All right, then.
What about you?
It's an amazing album. I think while maybe not as good as Common Sense, which was obviously an amazing debut, it's a very strong second. Like, obviously a lot of artists struggle with the sophomore slump and that, but he saw that sophomore slump and kicked it to the curb because there was no such thing as that for him. I think it's an amazing body of work. I think it's very mature, concise, straight to the point. Like, salute to Hus, man.
Yeah,
he's like,
big up, man.
He's easily like one of the best artists we've got. We need to protect him at all costs and make sure that we do all we can to make sure that he matures and grows in a way that produces amazing music and obviously keeps his peace and his sanity.
Yeah,
and all that
hopefully
as
he keeps his sanity, man. It's a vicious game.
well. 100%. So yeah, that's all. Salute to J Hus, basically. So yeah,
Salute to Muhammad Ujala.
let's move on to the next topic. And I'm
Peter, take the wheel.
I'm going to let Peter take the wheel on this one because it's a very topical one because obviously Valentine's Day is around the corner. Lads, ladies.
And knowing us, just guess who came up with this topic.
Yes,
Knowing all three of our personalities.
Yes, exactly. Knowing all three of our personalities,
man.
we're going to take it to the person who thought it was a good idea to come up with a Valentine's Day themed topic. Over to you, Peter.
LL Cool Pete.
That has a ring to it.
No, it doesn't.
That kind of has a ring to it.
LL Cool Pete.
Yeah.
They
And
just
you know
love
when you
Cool
say that,
Pete.
I've got to lower the voice. Nah, I'm not gonna do that.
Yuck.
Basically,
head from.
Basically, I've had this thought for some time now, man, and it just so happened that Valentine's Day was coming up, so I thought it might be appropriate for us to
Just
talk
so
about.
happened.
I've been thinking about this for a minute, and I just feel as though I think when you look at hip hop historically, you've always had like the rap ballad, and I just feel like
Get to some examples.
obviously you had LL Cool J, I Need Love, A Tribe Called Quest, Benita Applebum, like songs like that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like over the years, songs that kind of express love to, a friend or a partner or whatever have like decreased over the years. So I just wanted to put it to you, man, and just ask if romantic rap is dead.
It's a tricky one.
It is a tricky one.
It's a tricky one because I got a counter argument. Is R&B still alive?
Yes.
Because there's somewhere I'm going with this.
Yes, it is.
To the same level it was before.
It's different, but it's still alive.
The reason why I say that is because it doesn't seem it's as relevant as it was when we was growing up. Do you get what I mean? So if love songs in R&B are going away, wouldn't naturally love songs in rap go away, if you get what I'm saying?
Not necessarily. They're not.
But
Are they mutually exclusive?
Yeah, because if the main source of where we go for love songs isn't popping.
Yeah, but I Need Love wasn't...
No, I'm not saying... I know that was a rap song, but my point is, it's hard to kind of explain what I mean. If we're... Say the main source of...
I think you're thinking that like a rap ballad has to have...
No, it doesn't. I Need Love didn't have a rapper in it. A
singer in it. Yeah, exactly.
It was just LL rocking out. I Need Love. But my point is, if R&B isn't as big as it was before, maybe people ain't trying to roll the dice on being lovey-dovey anymore, if you get my point.
Yeah, but that formula of having a singer on your hook is still very profitable within rap. So I don't understand why the rap ballad isn't still as popping. Obviously, you still have artists that do it. Like Wale's really good at getting in that bag, kind of exposing himself, being vulnerable and professing love to a woman. He's very good at doing that. But I just feel as though it's not as prominent as it once was. And I feel as though like with that, I think music a lot of the time, especially within rap, it reflects what is often going on within society. And I feel as though, especially amongst the youth, hip hop is young, innit? Like we look more to, obviously we're older, but like essentially you still look at, the youth that tend to run it. And I think because a lot of them aren't really, from what I gauge in it, they're not really that fussed about falling in love or professing it or even being able to do that. And I feel like that's being mirrored within the music, which is why we're probably getting less of it.
But also I feel like society is kind of taken over a little bit more. So I'll give you an example. Something like, so Rhapsody's last album was a celebration of black women, right? I think the societal portrayal of black women, for instance, as a whole societal topic has probably taken credence more and in society over the last few years. And that is reflected in the culture. So I think maybe nowadays, as much as people do or want to talk about love and romance in their raps, maybe the time isn't necessarily right because there are other pressing issues at hand. And like you said with the youth, yeah, there probably is a semblance of them not really caring. Because I feel like the youth more time are just talking about partying and drink and drugs and all that stuff as well. So I think that definitely has a role to play to it. I think
there's always been, we've always been going through shit. So I don't know if that's a fair statement to say that there are more pressing issues. When LL did it, like blacks and African Americans in the States were still getting fucked up by the feds.
Different though.
Why?
Because social media. It makes not just social media, but the accessibility to seeing these problems in real time. Maybe back in the day, when we didn't have internet, we didn't have mobile phones, we weren't seeing as much of these issues, even if we were hearing about it. Nowadays, I feel like those issues might be accelerated more because we see them more. They're more in real time. They're more in the flesh. So it takes more prominence over our psyche in and of that time rather than hearing about, let's say, Rodney King, for instance, or, anything like that. So I think it's definitely something that should be considered. But another thing to consider is maybe rappers don't find it profitable anymore. It probably is that as well. So obviously when L did it, he was a pioneer, I said, of sorts. It was
a new thing.
It was a new thing. It was a pioneer of sorts. And then it became, and obviously like Ja Rule and shit like that. Ja Rule was like, kind of like that, right?
Ja Rule was different though, because why are you looking at me?
Because you're the Ja Rule connoisseur.
But Ja Rule had, when we're talking ballads, we're just like strictly just rapping about love, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Ja Rule's different. Ja Rule had a shiny
What's
on
that
that
on
song.
bitch then?
Ja Rule had a shiny on that song. And Charlie Baltimore.
Is that not a romantic song or not?
Yeah, but his songs
For
more,
like a thug, yeah.
his songs more had women in it as well, though. It wasn't just him ballad about just
What
being...
about Do For Love, Tupac?
Yeah, that's a perfect
Perfect example.
Fair dues. Yeah.
I don't know. I disagree with you. Yeah. I feel like even us as a people, like people get into relationships all the time. People love is like infinite, man. That's something that's just never going to go nowhere. People fall in love all the time. So I don't know if you can say that there are more pressing issues. I feel like it's just another chamber. It's a different chamber of your human experience. So I don't feel like it can't still be spoken about.
I think it's
but people are exploring other chambers of what's happening in society more. And that's why we're talking about this.
I just think it's not profitable. That's what I meant with the R&B thing. R&B's not as popular as... I just think love music isn't as profitable as
for
it was
rappers?
before. Yeah, I just don't think it's as profitable. There's a reason why R&B's in decline a little bit, and there's a reason why people don't rap about it. I just don't think the money's in it. I don't think people care as much as... People ain't invested in love songs as we were before.
I disagree, man. I feel like because you know, I think statistically, women probably buy more music than anything.
But has rap ever really been majorly concerned about love?
Yeah,
No, it's been majorly...
of course. It's always
Nah, never majorly.
I feel like a lot of the early rap songs that started crossing over had like maybe not necessarily love, but that sort of feel where you have the female singer on the hook. It may not be about love as far as the subject, but you had that feel that it was a bit softer, a bit tender. So you could still say that, yeah, rap has always had sort of an affinity for that, in a sense.
I don't know if you can make that comparison though, because at the end of the day, if I'm a rapper and I get a woman on my hook, that doesn't necessarily... Well, I suppose it does suggest a lightening of the tone, but I don't think that should be the default meaning necessarily, because you could have a Charlie Baltimore on your song, but she was barring on that song. She was barring, so it doesn't necessarily...
Bars, but she was barring.
Yeah, so it doesn't necessarily... I think it depends on a certain artist.
Yeah.
Someone like a Mary J. Blige, if you get her on the hook, then you know it's going to be a little bit softer. I feel like if you're going to get someone like, I don't know, like a Charlie Baltimore or, maybe even Missy Elliott to an extent.
If you get a Remy Ma, you know what time it is.
Exactly. So it depends. I think it depends on the artist as well. So, yeah, man, I think
it might be deeper. I feel like with a lot of rappers these days, I feel like there's a fear. I feel like there's a fear to be vulnerable, and there's a fear to dive into that side of themselves, and there's a fear to kind of park ego and profess like a level of love for an interest. I feel like a lot of artists these days are a bit... You don't think so?
I
gotta disagree, because at the end of the day, even if they're not...
Not to say that they don't still do it, because they definitely do, but just not as much.
But I think we live in a time generally where rappers are more vulnerable. So even if they're not talking about love per se, they're talking about their depression. They're talking about their mental health. They're talking about, maybe losing someone. Juice WRLD, rest in peace, Lucid Dreams was basically about him, I think, losing someone. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think the vulnerability is the issue. I think it's where they choose to place it. They might be, and this is why I say there's more pressing issues, because you might be in love with someone, but you might be more depressed. Or you might see more people who hate black women or hate black men and stuff like that. So I think it's probably gone down in the pecking order. And again, it's a bunch of things, really. I think it's also not profitable either because, but to be fair, if you're going to make a good song, that's a good song with a catchy hook or whatever, then it's probably going to be profitable. But maybe people just don't want to take the chance as much anymore. You know what I'm saying?
But as far as it being like a subject matter, I'm trying to understand why it's not more of a subject matter though.
Well, to be honest, and it's just me, maybe I'm jaded, but I think there are too many love songs out there, man.
Really?
100%, man.
Like who?
And this is outside of rap as well, though.
No, I'm talking about rap though. I'm talking about rap, yeah.
Oh, rap. Oh, in that case, no. But I think generally, there are just too many love songs. So I'm more than happy to not.
Sorry, that's quite fun.
I'm more than happy to not hear as many. Because every time I go on anytime I watch the TV and I'll go on like a music channel, every song is about fucking love. And I'm just like, bruv, okay, we get it. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm not gonna lie, I quite miss it, man.
I feel like, bruv, these days rappers talk about
I quite miss it, bro. I can't even lie. I miss ballads with rappers singing. I don't know why. Maybe I'm in my feelings. I miss rappers talk about love. I miss the whole Ja Rule and Ashanti phase. Can't lie, fam. I miss the female singer and the guy rapping.
And Yemi, to your point about there being too many, I feel like these days rappers are more concerned about how many women they're sleeping with.
No, rappers are definitely opening up to
you know, feeding their ego and being braggadocious about it. There are not many that are talking about it from a perspective of, like, I've seen this woman, she's absolutely amazing. I adore her. I want a wife. I want to do this. You have songs like
Common. Common's the king.
Yeah, Common, precisely.
Yeah.
The Light and all that. Yeah. But that's more so what I'm trying to get at. Why is there not more of that as opposed to this over saturation of I fucked this bitch, this, that, and the third?
I think it goes to
that's what I'm trying to get to.
I think it goes back to Mo's point of it being more profitable. Also, it's just more fun. Like a lot of these rappers, here's the thing, it's a lot more fun to hear someone talk about how many bitches they fucked rather than hearing someone say, oh yeah, I met this Jawn at the corner shop. She was looking amazing. Her thighs resembled, I don't know, whatever. I don't rap. But at the end of the day, I think, especially for the new generation, who are literally here just to have fun, they don't necessarily care for the craft or anything. I'm talking about mainstream rappers. I'm talking about the Lil Pumps and them, man. They're just out here to have fun and say whatever they need to say to get paid. So they're not going to rap about that sort of thing. I think the older generation were very much on that. Maybe because it reflected the time. Because in the 90s especially, I feel like there was a lot more emphasis on that.
Yeah.
Whereas now, for whatever
reason... But not even just the 90s, the 2000s too. Like 2000s Slum Village had a bunch of songs speaking about, like, you know, falling in love. They had a song called Fall in Love. Like Far Side as well, Passing Me By, that's a love song. Flipping Method Man with Mary J, You're All I Need, that's a love song.
This might be the greatest ever.
And these are some of like the hardest rappers. So I'm just trying to understand, like, what is it? What's the issue with, like, what does masculinity mean today that it didn't mean when these artists were doing it? Are we looking at it differently today?
Maybe it's just...
Maybe. I mean, it's a difficult one because obviously they did it.
Not to say that speaking about love makes you more masculine, but I like a balance. And
are we overthinking it though? Could it just mean not?
But I also think you can still find that balance if you look hard enough.
But that's what I'm saying. There isn't that balance.
Okay, so
which is why
you don't think it's there at all?
Nah, man. It's just not there. Like,
it might be
enough.
It might just be a moment in time where it's not a thing right now. We're trying to find out the answer. Why?
I mean, look, I will say that I just think priorities have changed. I don't think people, I really don't think people, certain rappers or certain people, for whatever reason, are really concerned about letting the world know that they love that one girl.
No, I
as
agree.
opposed to.
But then they're concerned with letting the world know that they banged this girl and they banged that girl.
It's an easy sell though, isn't it?
But they banged, not just they banged the girl, they banged another man's girl, which really has to stop. I really hate that.
Yeah, that's weird, man.
It's really weird.
Like you said, maybe I'm naive. I genuinely think it just comes out to profits. It's an easier sell just talking about what everybody else is talking about, knowing that's what you're going to buy. If you get what I mean. If I know this is selling and I just want to make it, bro, it's a winning formula. I'm going to take that winning formula. Yeah. Like, God bless Wale, but why is Wale not as big as...
Bro, but when he releases those type of songs, like they go.
They don't though.
No, they do.
How long? What song went?
Do.
What song went?
He just did a song with Jeremiah.
And
on Chill.
How big? I know
that's number one.
I'm fucking with the album. That something not going number.
But as the Wale correspondent, has he been doing that all his career.
Yes, he had Lotus Flower Bomb.
From the beginning.
Yeah,
Lotus Flower
that's been
Bomb
his
banged.
thing.
He's a different type of artist.
Lotus Flower Bomb banged. I want to say Unchill with Jeremiah banged like that, bro.
And you ain't been listening then, because that went number one
Went number
in
one
America.
in what?
In America,
Let me find out right now.
Wait. Wale has a number 1 in America?
It did. Unchill did not go
Unchill,
number
yeah.
one. Unchill did not
Either
go
that
number
or
one.
went platinum.
Afrobeat sounding.
Unchill did not go
No.
number one.
Oh.
It might have went number one in the urban charts. It did not go number one in the Billboard 100.
whatever.
Stop that.
It either went platinum or it went number one.
That's what I had to ask.
The point I'm trying to
It
make.
went number 34. It went number one in the Rhythmic Awards.
that matters. That matters,
I knew
bro.
Unchill didn't bang.
It did bang though.
Because he went number one. Sue Surf went number one on Rhythmic Awards. What are we on about here? Sue Surf went number 2 in the hip hop charts.
How the hell are we talking about Sue Surf and the topic about
My
romance?
point is, if you're the urban charts or the rhythmic charts, God bless you. That does not count as banging. My
Well,
point
counts
is,
as
it
banging.
bangs,
No,
bro.
My
it counts
point-
as banging
bro,
in a
it
certain
defo bangs.
demographic.
bro, it banged. Why? Because it went number 2 in the Rhythmic Awards, yeah? It banged.
No, you just hear. I'm hearing it everywhere.
I'm
People
just saying,
love it.
we got to agree and disagree on that. I don't think it banged. And the reason, that's my point. It's not profitable. Cool, he went number one.
He got a plaque for it,
Let me check if he got a platform because I see he number
so
one.
it must have
It
banged.
says here he went in the US hip hop.
He got some sort of plaque for
Bruv,
it.
even in the R&B and hip hop songs, he went number 11. I don't know what plaque you're getting from the. He can't even go
Either
number one.
way, it was a successful song that spoke about romance. It was fairly
Yeah,
successful.
it was fairly. That's my point. Fairly.
It was fairly successful.
Yeah, that's my point. So it wasn't really. Like, my point is, if it comes out to profits, you're not making that much money talking about love right now.
Okay,
Unfortunately.
yeah, so it's kind of proving your point.
Yeah, you're not getting paid like that talking about love.
Yeah, but Wale is a different type
That's
of artist.
not-
He's not a fair measuring stick.
That's but my point with Wale is why do you think Wale's not as loved, like gets the love that he deserves? Because we all agree Wale's
Because he's a bit of a dick. That's why.
Fair enough.
So it's also about him being likable as a person.
What was the last?
50 Cent
Let me give you an
dropped
example.
21 Questions. That's a love song.
Let me give you an example.
You gonna tell me that didn't bang?
That was when it was
Okay,
profitable.
Peter, how do you feel?
No, that's when it was profitable.
How do you
I'm saying
feel?
it's not now.
Bro, we're not, the times haven't changed that much.
But Peter, how do you feel?
Bro, 21 Questions was 2005.
So you don't feel like the music, non-lyrical rap, was banging back then?
I'm just saying, I think today.
The point I'm trying to make is the times haven't changed that much. We're in a time when non-lyrical rap is banging in the mainstream.
Yeah.
2005 was the exact same. 21 Questions popped then. I don't understand why it wouldn't pop now.
I don't think it would, man.
No,
so you think it's the
I
music?
I think it would, but again, it goes down catchy hook, goes down to
The person of the artist as well.
the persona of the artist as well. But I'm gonna ask you a question. How do you feel nowadays when you hear Jay-Z rap about Beyonce?
I love it.
You love it.
Because that's his real life.
More time
And like, you know, I don't know, man. I just like when artists talk about things that are relatable.
cool. More time I'm cringing.
But that's you. You don't like R&B. You don't like soft shit.
That's not true. Don't do that.
You don't know, bro.
I loved Snow Allegra's album.
Did you?
Yes.
Why
It
did
was
you
dope.
you look so happy?
That was dope. I give it a chance. I just don't.
Whose album?
But anyway, Snow Allegra. She's fire too. Anyway,
Snow Allegra.
Snow
Didn't
Allegra.
she say nigga?
Did she?
That's what I heard.
Don't do that.
Is she white?
That's what I heard.
We're gonna talk about
I
this.
heard she did like
She
a
white?
Sabrina Claudio.
We're gonna
She
talk
white?
about this post pod.
Yeah.
She's Iranian and Swedish.
And she said nigga.
We're gonna talk about this.
Apparently.
We're gonna talk about this. But don't do this, bro.
Yeah, but her. The only Snow I like
Don't
is
do
Snow
this.
the products, fam.
Don't do that. Shut up.
Only
Shut
Snow.
up.
Only Snow I like is Snow the
But she's
products.
Mexican.
Fam. She never so.
She probably did. Shut
Alright,
up.
cool. Only Snow I like is
And they probably allow her to do it too.
shout out to Fat Joe.
But anyway, like I feel like maybe in hip hop nowadays, I think there's more of me than you in the sense where we might not necessarily want to hear that stuff. If it comes, then cool. And I think it probably takes more established artists to talk about that sort of thing to make it more acceptable for the newer generation. But if there's not as many people in the older generation necessarily doing it, then they're not necessarily going to replicate. It's not going to be replicated, or it is going to be replicated in the newer generation. Especially because in the newer generation, there's a focus on amongst the mainstream people. Anyway, I'm not talking about the YBNs or any of the lyrical people. There's more of a want to rap about what is going to sell, which is partying, which is fucking bitches, all that stuff. So I genuinely think that romance rap, love rap has just fallen by the wayside. A, because of that. B, because I feel like more topics and more like societal issues have probably taken more prominence. Or they just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. You can't tell anybody to not do something if they don't want to at the end of the day. If they see, and I imagine a lot of it might be sometimes maybe labels are telling them maybe chill on that a little bit as well. Because I know from my experience working for a label, there was one group I won't name, but they handed over an album to the label and the label turned it down. So I imagine there might be some of that in play as well. So I imagine there's a lot of.
It could be many things.
It will come back, though.
It could be
It's
many
cyclical.
things.
It will come
Even in the UK side, I'd like to hear more. I think the last one that I remember banging was Kano Brown Eyes.
What, in 05?
That was really everywhere.
Have you been in the hyperbolic
Hang
time?
on. Oh yeah, you haven't listened to Stormzy's first album.
I was gonna say, have you-
Cigarettes and Kush.
Have you been in the hyperbolic time
Cigarettes and
chamber?
Kush.
fam?
Yeah.
Cigarettes and Kush was a big one.
You said hyperbolic time, Gemma.
Yeah, bruv.
Yeah.
Vegeta.
Yeah,
He's got
fam.
the hair. He's got the hair in
I
it.
certainly have.
Oh, I like what you done there. He definitely has Vegeta's hair.
You would definitely love Cigarettes and Kush then.
Cigarettes?
With
Yes,
Kalani.
and Lily Allen.
Listen to that. But also listen to Stormzy Birthday Girl, which is basically his birthday song for my Jammer. Listen to that song he did with Mo Stat.
Shine Girl.
Shine Girl. Listen to Shine Girl. Stormzy's your guy for that.
Okay.
Stormzy has a lot.
Now
of
we've given him reason to actually listen
No,
to
Stormzy
Stormzy.
has a. You like Shine Girl. Actually, no, you won't like Shine Girl. Take it back. You hate Shine Girl.
Okay. I'll listen.
No,
But own it.
I remember
You
I said,
listen to Own It.
Yeah.
You'd like it.
No.
Why?
Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. I tried.
Yo, I love the fact that I'm not Peter. But yeah, man. But just in conclusion, I think it's gonna come back. I feel like in hip hop, there's a lot of things that go cyclical. I feel like
Where do
it's
you see
going
it
to
coming
come
back? With who? Sorry, my
I think it will come
I
back
think
in,
it's
in different
but I think it's gonna
splurts.
come back in Spurs. I don't think it can't be over for love ballads and love songs in hip hop. It can't be.
I don't think it is though. I just think in the mainstream sphere, or maybe, okay, I don't want to say we haven't been looking hard enough, but I don't think it's necessarily over because I feel like even if you look at some of your favorite artists or new artists who are just coming up, there probably is something there. It might not necessarily fit the description, but they're making some kind of start. I couldn't tell you, but I don't want to believe that it's necessarily gone. I mean, obviously, it might not necessarily reach the levels of LL Cool J again, or Biz Markie, just a friend, shout out him.
Or even like a Jay-Z song cry. Like,
I just want a team like Ja Rule and Ashani. I just want Ja Rule back.
But I don't necessarily think
Where's Ja?
But
Sorry.
also, like, I don't want to necessarily make the connection between having a woman on the hook and love rap so exclusive.
no, they're not. They're
They're
not.
not.
Because it's not.
Yeah.
You don't need a woman. Sorry. You don't
Miguel
need
and
a
J.
woman.
Cole were doing a good thing for a couple of. They got 2 free songs with each other.
What was folding clothes?
I want to fold clothes for you. It was trash.
I actually liked it.
It
But I
was
like the
trash.
beat anyway.
I hate that song.
But that's
I
romance.
liked it, yeah.
That's romance.
I suppose.
So that's still, what do you mean you suppose?
Is that romance?
I want to fold clothes
Yeah,
for you.
yeah, that's a big sign of love.
It's very, very. And here's the thing. I feel like that is what is representative of what music is these days. I think
So the tempo's a lot. It's not,
not
as
even
slow.
that. I think it's the subject matter. I think it's super, super duper relatable stuff like folding clothes for someone, or SZA saying that she's a side chick and she's enjoying it, or she's not enjoying it.
I see what
I think
you're
it's
saying, I see what
very, very relatable stuff now that is hitting, and that's why people like Summer Walker, SZA, Frank Ocean,
Bro,
and them, man,
they're
are popular.
they're singers though. I'm
I
talking
know
about
that.
rap.
I know that. But to take it back to J. Cole, that is the new romance rap. Because it's super duper relatable. It reflects the times that we're in as far as musically, people wanting to be more relatable. And it might not necessarily be I Need Love, but it's a different version, which is more or less saying the same thing.
And that's
I think.
fine, but there's just not enough of it. Like J. Cole folding clothes is one example, bro. Like from this new generation of
I
rappers.
give you bags of Stormzy songs.
Yeah, but that's Stormzy. I'm talking about like whoever else. That's like 2 artists you've just given me.
Yeah, but you don't really listen to the new gen like that, so I couldn't even tell you.
I listen, man. I listen to who I need to be listening to.
You don't listen to the new gen, bro.
I listen to who I need to be listening to.
That's my point. You don't listen to the
But
new
like,
gen.
I could give you like a bag of like love rap ballads from like 96 to like
96.
2007. Like,
This guy's the love rap historian.
do you know what I'm saying?
He
So
really is,
like,
though.
I just feel as though it's just not as prevalent and
I-
prominent.
Instead of come back,
I don't think it is either.
instead
I
of
think
come,
we all can
yeah,
all
we
agree
all
on
agree
that.
there.
But yeah, like I think you both touched on the reason as to why, but I don't know. I do lean more towards it being an artistry thing though.
Well, them
I don't
choosing
disagree
not
with you,
to.
but my thing is always money, man. That's what it comes down to. I hope it comes back. I
think
miss it, bro.
I think it's everything. I think it's a bit of both.
Yeah.
I think it's that. I think it's what I said about society generally. How long would you say it's been gone?
It's been sporadic, innit? You've heard some here and there over like the last God knows how many years, but it's just I don't know. I don't remember the last time there was like a clear defining period where there was just like bare.
Maybe like a decade.
Do you know what I'm saying?
But, okay, so what was the initial defining definite?
I feel like that that neo soul era was like a defining time when there was a lot of them for me.
But that's not rappers.
No, but I'm talking about the rappers that were like doing that sound though. The Commons, the Talib Kweli's, the Mos Defs, the Far Sides, the Slum Villages, like they were doing it. And I was like, I feel like in that particular moment, there was a lot of it.
I'm gonna have a theory here. Might be a reach.
Oh boy.
So
here we go.
LL Cool J's time, I Need Love. It was around the time when I suppose you could say like New Jack Swing was in its like beginning period. All of that was love stuff. Kind of parted together. You just mentioned rappers and neo soul. Perfect time, matched together. Rap doesn't really have that now. It doesn't have a partner, genre-wise, that can match with rap and then produce this sort of music.
R&B and rap is always going to be like partners.
But I also don't think it's as prevalent, the connection nowadays, as it used to be. Like, you don't see as many, I mean, you do, but these times, like, R&B singers
are trying to rap
or do, like, trappy stuff.
It's actually
you know what I'm saying?
facts,
So,
yeah.
I just think it's a little more disjointed now than it was before. And maybe that could explain a little bit why we don't see as much as well. It's just a theory, but...
We've had some great, like, rap ballads over the years.
Oh, what have been your favourites, sir?
What's your top three, sir?
I thought you'd never ask.
What's your top three?
Oh, top
I wanna
three?
say-
I did not want to ask.
No, you know why I said top three? This guy would have gone on to 60 50. Come on, bro.
Give
me
put
three,
me on a
sir.
spot. Top three, I'll probably say Tupac, Do For Love. Today, I'm feeling like Common the Light.
Okay. And one more, sir.
I don't feel like LL Cool J's Around the Way Girl was a love song. So I'm not going to... I love that song though, but I'm not going to put that in there. The Roots, You Got Me. I really like that song. It had... I think it had Jill Scott on it first and then they booted her off it and put Erica.
Don't say it like that.
That's exactly what happened. It was hella disrespectful.
They Jazzy Jeffter.
They Jazzy Jeff the hell out of it.
Hold that big man. That's why you started doing that thing on the microphone.
But yeah, I know you man asked me for free, but I'm going to give 2 more to give my top 5 because you know we do top 5s for everything.
It had to be.
And then I might throw on there...
Who you going to throw in there?
I'm going to throw in there Tribes Benita, Applebaum.
Okay.
And then...
Still the baddest.
I think Jay's Song Cry was more of a heartbreak song. Can you say that was a love song? I don't know.
Nah. Someone done a terrible remix to that song, by the way. You know Vado?
Who? Oh, Vado.
Vado done a remix to the song Cry.
Yeah, I never want to hear that.
Vado.
And do you know who it was about?
Who?
Angela.
Yeah, you can keep that. And then I might have Method Man, You're All I Need.
I think that's the greatest one ever, by the way.
Yeah, that might be the greatest one ever.
I think that's the greatest one ever. Like, I think that's number one by a clear margin.
I loved Kanye Bound too, though. Even though that was more lust than love. Because he was talking about beating Kim, that whole thing.
I didn't like that song. I hate that song.
I love that song.
Do For Love is in my top 5.
The Far Side Passing Me By was, yeah.
I don't have a top 5 for this.
That's fine, sir.
J Electronica Roll to Pod, never mind.
What about I Used to Love Her by Common? Is that a love song? Even though it's about hip hop.
I don't think that's a love song. I don't think that's, it's a great play on words, but I don't think it's a love
I
song.
was going to mention it, but I think you could put that in there. You know what I mean? It's a
Yeah.
platonic love. Hey.
And I was going to name one, but I'm going to save that for my song of the week next week.
Oh. You could, I mean, you can say it because the podcast comes after. No, it doesn't.
Exactly. Yeah.
It doesn't
Suspenseful.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a secret. Either.
Just say it, fam. Honestly, just say it because I genuinely
Black
wanna
Star,
know.
Brown Skin Lady.
Okay, cool.
Brown Skin Lady.
Didn't need that.
You know what's one of my favorites?
What?
And I think it is a love because it always spoke about is love. Definition. What's different, Talib?
It's not a love song.
Is that not a love song?
In what universe is that a love song?
Absolutely not.
all they
Yo,
talk about-
if that's a love song, it's a habit.
I'm a roll back.
There's a lot in there.
I'm a
You're
roll back.
nasty.
I'll take it back. Because all they talk about is
Yo, making love to Definition, Black Star is nasty.
that's a love song to me, guys. Because all they talk
So
about
you'd
is...
rather make love to Definition than
I mean, they
brown
talk about
skin
black
lady?
women.
Huh?
You might make love to music still.
Nah.
Nah, not for a while. Nah.
I made love to DMX once and I was like, never
That's
again.
I can't even tell you the last time I did. Nasty.
Yo, fam, when you hear, if you're pumping, yeah, and you hear stop, drop, shut it down, don't put down shop, and you're pumping away, and you, oh, no. And then you're getting your strokes in, niggas wanna, nah, it's a bit fucked. It's a bit fucked.
Man, them get raised
you're
different
wrong.
in Tottenham, man.
You're an absolute
Man,
wrong.
them are raised different
It's a
in
bit
Tottenham,
fucked.
man.
And I can give you one more.
You're an absolute wrong one,
And
bro.
there was another song I made love to, and I was like, never again.
Because I was going to make a joke about him making love to Griselda, but
Absolutely
that tops
not.
it. That tops it.
No. Banter aside though, yeah. No, my one is
I
a
low-key
joke.
hate-
Can I
I
just
hate
say?
rap.
Can I just say? My one is a joke. No, can I just say?
Been known that.
Can I just say, guys? Yeah, my one is banter. We was all in a yard
Oh, boy.
and we heard someone beat into. Please remind me, you man, because I don't remember. You know what was the maddest that we heard man beat into?
What was that tune?
What was the maddest? What was it?
Yeah,
What song was it? What song was
yeah.
it? Though? What song was
I
it?
thought I heard K Trinada.
Nah, he don't listen to Kendrick.
I think it was Game How We Do.
That's what it was. It was Game. It was Game. I don't remember what song from Game, yeah, but it was playing Red Album. He's a freak.
But she was kind of grimy, though.
Yo, yeah, he was beating to Game.
Cinco.
Yeah, he was beating to
Shout out her, though.
Cinco. Yeah, he was beating to
Shout out
Game.
Cinco.
Because I don't beat to music. I don't beat in general. We're editing that. I'm not making that up. Fam. This nigga has sex, yeah. Segis. He has sex. Nah, this is not getting edited out, fam.
Man.
That's my nigga for life. That's my best man at my wedding, bro. He beat to How We Do, fam. And he knows who he is.
All right, well, the moral of the story is... Clearly,
Beat to
you, man,
How We Do.
Clearly, you...
Ew.
Yeah, that's...
Yuck.
But the moral of the story is clearly you, man, want more romance in your raps. And, hey, even if it doesn't come, you've got loads of others from the past to dig into and understand and deep a little bit more, so...
Very true.
Shout out to romance rap.
Big up.
Big up. All right, let's move on to the final topic of the day. So, it's a bit of a fun one. PR, you're just going to lead this one too.
I got to lead this as well.
Yeah, man.
Big up.
Double
Rich.
duty.
You came up to both. You smashed it this week.
Hey, man. Executive producing this episode and that.
You really are in it.
Come on.
EP and that.
LeBron James, the
Come
shot.
on. EP.
Something like that, yeah.
So
I
anytime...
remember Nas had a bar where he was moaning about, and they won't let me EP their tapes.
That was
Bruv,
from-
when
that
you
was-
pick beats
that
the
was-
way you
that was-
do, why would they let you executive
Can I
produce
just
their
say,
tape?
No,
that
that
was
was
from-
so unnecessary.
That bar was from
That was so unnecessary.
that bar was from Let Nas Down remix after J Cole had Let Nas Down, and then he said they won't let me EP their tapes.
Like, in what
Let
universe?
Nas
Nas was just chilling. Why did he need this? Why did he need this?
Can we just acknowledge that was a J Cole song? Thank you.
No, we're not acknowledging shit. We're acknowledging the fact that he's a pagan.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Can I just say, yo, that joke was 10 out of 10, bro. Because how dare you get angry at me?
Bruv.
Bro?
No, it was
Do you know
good.
what you
It was
pick?
good.
People, shut your fucking mouth.
Do you know what I'm saying?
That's like
How
Jamie
very
Carragher
dare
saying.
you?
That's like Jamie Carragher saying they won't let me teach them free kicks.
Like, relax.
Too far?
Yeah, too far.
Wait, why is Carragher too far, but Nas is fair game?
Because Carragher's got a shot on him.
Shut.
Nas
Besides,
got bars,
Jamie Carragher done all goals.
Yeah, but Nas can't pick beats to save his flipping life.
and Carragher can't take free kicks.
But we don't know that.
Fine, whatever.
All right, big up Rich for the suggestion, but I thought it would be good to kind of pick our best backup dancer that became number one, essentially. So you have a rap group, the best number 2, 3, or 4 that became number one in a group.
First of all, backup dancers.
So someone that was Michelle that became Beyonce.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's wild though, because Michelle weren't even the backup dancer. She was the backup to the backup dancer.
She was behind Kelly. She was behind the ones that got kicked out.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't
She
do that.
bust UCAS.
You're trying to say she was... Audience, he made this joke initially in episode 8. Check that out if you want to.
It's an amazing. It's a 10 out of 10 joke, by the way.
So
can I
yeah,
go first?
yeah, go.
You alright with that?
Yeah, cool.
Because I thought about a literal backup dancer. This is a bit of a cheat. My one is he was a literal backup dancer for these guys, and he became. I guess
Backup dancer is very rude, by the way.
he was a backup dancer. You can see him in the video.
No. Peter's definition. That was very rude.
No, but like, bruv, Google Digital Underground. You see him in the background dancing, looking stupid.
Shout out to Joe Underground, man.
Shout out to Digital Underground. But yeah,
We still Humpty dancing.
no, we don't.
No, we're really not.
I've
man.
never Humpty danced.
I've never Humpty
I don't
danced.
even
And
know
he
what
looks
that is.
stupid with that fake nose as well, fam.
Big up Shock G, man.
Yo, shout out to
That's
Shock
his name.
G, fam. Because I forgot what his name was, but I just knew it was Shock something, fam.
Hold tight then, man.
I'll give you £5 if you can name someone else in that group.
Tupac.
Yeah, but my ass is gonna be Tupac, man. Like, just cause I know it's a bit of a cheat, because technically speaking, he went to Digital Underground. But like, from when you go from literally being the hype man,
Yeah.
behind the hype man, because Shock G had 5 backup dancers, and you was a 6. Like, salute to you, man. And then he became. I don't even need to go into Tupac's discography or anything like that. But my pick would be Tupac, just because you go from being Digital Underground running mate. Just going on tours. No, don't even it's not even trying to be fuckery. He was their running mate, bruv. You go on tour. Hey, you guys ready to see Digital Underground? Yeah, we're doing Humpty.
You know, he actually got a verse on a couple songs as well.
Alright, cool. Tell me one song you got a verse in. I rest my
Same
case.
song. They got a song called Same Song.
For real.
Where Tupac had a
Yo,
version.
salute to you, fam. Because you see me, yeah. Only same I know is same girl.
They're featured on I Get Around. Well, Shock G.
Oh yeah, I get around. Yeah, he is. I
that's
get
a
around.
Tupac
But that's Tupac's song. But anyway, yeah. So that would have been my pick, man. Like literally being a hype man, running around city to city, not knowing anyone who they are, to be the biggest artist of all time. Well, not all time, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
My pick is Tupac.
Yeah, I think I'm going to cheat. I don't necessarily know if he was a backup dancer, but I just know that he was in a group of relative unknowns and he just became the best known and most successful, obviously, out of all of them. And that's Busta Rhymes. He was in the Leaders of the New School with Dinko D and Charlie Brown.
Was he?
Yo, you're the only person in
Was
London.
he the backup dancer to... Was he?
I just said it's a cheat.
Yo, Yemi is the only person in London that knows the members of Leaders of the New School by name.
Yes.
Who... No, I'm not even going to disrespect them, man, innit?
Look, they both killed
I
it.
ain't even gonna do that, man.
They both killed it on Scenario and the Scenario remix.
Sorry, what
Don't
are
at
their
me,
names?
bro.
What are their names?
Dinko D and Charlie Brown.
I'm never calling a guy
Hold
Dinko.
tight,
Yo,
damn
I'm not,
man.
I'm not calling someone Dinko D.
Why not?
I've come too far in my life. I've gone through too many trials and tribulations to look another man. I say,
What's the difference between Dinko D and like a schoolie D?
Dinko, fam. Dinko, D-I-N-K-O.
Do you even know what that means?
What does Dinko mean?
I don't know. Anyway.
And then Dinko D, and then another D. Ew.
Strong with Mo, man.
Anyway, yeah. I think Busta Rhymes, obviously, he came out of his shell with the Scenario verse. And obviously he became, in my view, one of the best to ever do it as well. Even if, you know, he wasn't necessarily the second guy because there wasn't any defined top guy. But he was one of three guys who were just like average and regular who turned out to be the top guy in his group, but also a very top man in hip hop. So
Is Busta in your top 5? Just a side question, because I feel like he is.
top 10.
He's in the top 10, isn't it?
He's in my top 10.
I felt so.
He might be 10. Might be
Okay.
10. So yeah, Busta Rhymes for me.
Cool. My pick is Ghostface from the Wu-Tang. He weren't number 2, and I don't even know if he was number 3
He went number
at the
3
time.
either.
Because it was Meth, it was Ray, and it might have been RZA.
Well, if we're going by,
I would have gone RZA first, just in face-wise.
I'm only gonna go.
I would've
off it
gone
by
RZA
the way
first.
they.
It might have been Old Dirty Bastard, sorry.
Oh yeah, ODB.
Yeah.
ODB.
Because Ghost, like, I don't think Ghost really started shining until like, because that whole of the first Wu-Tang album, he was wearing like a flipping mask. So it wasn't until like, I feel like when he did Iron Man, and then when Wu-Tang Forever came out, that's when he started doing his thing. And then when Raekwon came out with Only Built for Cuban Links, but even then, he still was like the wingman for Ray. But I think it got to a point where it was like Ghost was kind of like, yeah,
Enough's
nah,
enough.
Yeah, enough's enough, man. Let me shine through, man. Let me show these man the Wallaby Clarks and that. Let me show them my flavor.
I've got the best
Do you
voice
know
in
what I'm
hip-hop.
saying? And then he came true, he bust true, and then for me, he became the best member of Wu. He's got the best discography. I still go back and forth as to whether he's the best rapper. I think Method Man probably is the most talented, but I feel like Ghost is the better artist. So my pick is Ghostface, man.
I always thought that when we're ranking Wu-Tang, we just went by the order of the names that was said on the Method Man song. So it was RZA, Jizza, Old Day Bastard, Inspector Deck, Raekwon the Chef, You God, then Ghostface.
Disrespectful, innit?
Very much so.
Yeah, yeah, come on.
But even Method was after Ghost. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
that's,
we don't know.
that's disrespectful, but that could have been.
Hey, man,
Because no one was really even looking at Ghost like that.
No, not
You know
at
what
all.
I'm saying?
Nah, no way. No one was.
Because Method Man was the star.
RZA was the
ODB
genius.
was ahead of him.
Yeah.
ODB was a Mahusive.
Mahusive. Yeah, 100%. RZA was a genius.
fucking
Jizza was
mad,
the
you know?
elder statesman.
Yeah.
Method Man was the star. Raekwon was the streetwise guy.
Yeah, yeah.
And Ghost was
Ghostface
Ghost.
was just Ghost.
Yeah, man.
And then Ghostface ended up being.
The most consistent anyway.
Speaking of Ghostface, today is the 20th anniversary of Supreme Clientele. It's a big up.
100%. 100%.
Is it really?
Big up Supreme Clientele. Very good album. Very, very, very good. Very
Woolly hair, eyes fiery red, feet made of brass, 12 men following me. It be the God's staff.
That's a great way to end it.
Edit button. Anyway.
No, that's a great way. I honestly thought that was a great way to end the podcast.
Priceless ropes, lay around
Ending
the
it
guard,
on,
get
knowing it's
tangled.
20 years anniversary and ended it on a Ghost bar from the album is epic.
Fair enough. Even though it won't be the anniversary anymore once it drops, but it's cool.
It wasn't.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fine. It's fine.
You get it. Yeah.
No, we're cool now. It's cool now. We'll keep it.
This is why you are you,
That's why I'm the EP.
and now me.
I feel you.
They won't let me EP their tapes.
Cool. Well, I mean,
Anyone else you guys can think of?
I had I was gonna pick Asher D from So Solid,
what?
and I'm gonna tell you why. Because when So why are you laughing?
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, Harvey was ahead of him.
Exactly.
Romeo was
Hold
ahead
on,
of him.
even before them, man, I thought Oxide and Neutrino were the first ones
Oxide
to
and
really
Neutrino,
bust
definitely.
through.
I'm just saying, Oxide and Neutrino ahead of him.
Mega Man,
Mega Man, Lisa Mafia.
Lisa Mafia, Romeo.
Romeo had a song with Christina Milian.
Yeah.
What was that song?
I remember when he used to say,
Alice,
It's
only
so
so
gravy.
baby. You remember back, win.
Yo, you're nasty for knowing these bars.
Only you man would know this.
Nah, man, yo, Romeo said it with a straight face. Remember when they back to win? Yo, throw that song in a bid with that.
Thank you for that awful rendition of whatever song that was. We're gonna wrap up now. So yeah, if you guys don't have anything else to say,
Shout out to J Electronica. Looking forward to the album.
it's the 47th time you shouted out J Electronica. When is it coming out?
He said in 40 days.
40 days.
You know what? Let me not even do it.
So March.
Wait, hold on. Let me not even do that, yeah? Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, let me give me 2 seconds, though. Let me give everyone a start there when the album is coming out. Release, yeah, literally 40 days.
No date.
Now he just said it, releasing in 40 days. And I believe him.
Yes, 100%. So yeah, thank you once again for joining us, and yeah, we'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Until then, take care. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you're doing, make sure you're great at it. And if you're not, boy, it's the L. You tough. So yeah, we'll see you soon. Take care. Peace.